and welcome to episode number 68 of Basha's Thoughts. My thoughts revolve around beauty again, so I thought we would talk about it during one more episode. Because what is beauty? What do you actually mean by beauty? When I talk about beauty, I talk about beauty with capital B, like God with capital G, not just any one particular God, but the big one God, the God that actually moves beyond the explicable and into the realm of our essence. And this is why it is so deeply meaningful, because it is our essence. Though we cannot fully explain it with words, there may be other ways of pointing towards it and moving in that direction. And we'll talk about that too. So, what is this beauty that I'm talking about? It is our essence. It is one of the three that are the three ways in which we experience this world. The three ways and the three different descriptions of one and the same thing that cannot actually be separated in their essence, in our being, are beauty, consciousness, and love. These are the trinity. And beauty, it is tied to our being. It is tied to form. It is tied to our perceptions. We perceive the world through sight, through our hearing, through sensing with our body, for instance, maybe even smelling and perhaps tasting. So it is when we see something and we hear it that we know that it is. And it is when we hear and see and smell that we are in a particular place that we know that we are in that place. And that place is. How do we know that something exists? Well, I can see it, I can smell it, I can taste it. It's an apple. So being for us, when it moves away from its essence, the purity of pure being, it moves into form, into representation. The essence of form is beauty. But when we move away from the oneness, the wholeness of it, into greater and greater separation, then we do not only perceive the pretty, we also see the ugly. By finding beauty, we move in the direction of wholeness. And especially when we can find beauty in the ugly, then that is a beautiful way of recognizing that we're moving towards our essence. And when we move towards our essence, and when we can live from our essence, that becomes beautiful, because we are able to perceive that beauty more naturally. It's just there in everything. And so our experience in this world becomes more beautiful. Thus, it is a type of benefit that we may have when living from our essence more than living from separation. We move away from identifying with particular roles. We move away from identifying with fear and living in fear. But this is a little bit about one of the other parts of the Trinity. So beauty has to do with being. It has to do with perception. And perception is one way we have of experiencing the world. When something can move us closer to our wholeness, we can perceive the beauty in it. So perception is one way in which we experience things. Another way is consciousness, awareness. I know that I am, but I also know that I am. This, when moving into greater and greater separation, becomes expressed as ideas, insights, then thoughts, very particular thoughts. And the more we move in this direction, the more we have sequences, we have this perception of time, one thing happening after another. And our thoughts, when we become identified with them, when we live in a world where they are always there, sometimes they can run in circles, and it's not as relaxing and beautiful. And there is no room to experience the deep, meaningful insight when all of one's focus is on this one particular thought, and then the next, and then the next. Thus, moving away from separation within the realm of consciousness, we move into greater and greater awareness. Then there is a third way in which we experience our world, and that is through feelings, emotions. And this is the third of Trinity, and it is love. Love is the same as beauty and the same as consciousness. And yet, when we move into the world of separation, we experience it quite differently. We experience it as feelings, and it is that which gives us a direction in our life. Because we prefer one thing over another. This feels better. I like this more. We have a direction. This direction, in essence, is total bliss and love. But when it moves into the realm of separation, greater and greater separation, we have all sorts of feelings. And perhaps somewhere at the bottom we have fear, that which is very highly separated. And when we live there, when we live in fear and from fear, we tend to experience a lot of suffering. And feelings or emotions can be our guide back to our essence, moving toward love so that you may live in love, acting from love. You move back into your essence. And so we have the trinity of our essence: beauty, consciousness, and love, all of which are different ways in which we experience our world. Perception, the world of form and being, through beauty, we are beautiful. Consciousness, that is thought, awareness, we think. And love, feelings, that which gives us a direction and may be used as a compass to find our way back to wholeness. And how is it we can move toward greater beauty, for instance? There, I see art as the main guide. So sometimes I write in some places that, to me, the purpose of art is to reveal beauty with a capital B. And that does not mean that the purpose of art is to be pretty. No, it is to move one in the direction of greater wholeness. So even ugly things, even things that might not be considered pretty, but provide us with a greater insight, with a greater ability to feel we're moved, we're transformed into feeling something that we might not even be able to describe with words. Even there, it serves its purpose by revealing more of the beauty, by taking us in that direction of who we truly are, by moving us into our wholeness. Just like art may be a way of moving us closer to beauty, meditation may be a way of moving us away from identifying with just single thoughts and moving us closer to insight, awareness. And when it comes to love, we can follow our heart, follow what we feel is the more loving way of being, of doing things. And that too, true devotion, can lead us back to our wholeness. So these are 3 expressions of the trinity of our essence. It's not anything that I have invented. It's been around for a long time, these kinds of ideas. Indeed, you find them in the Vedas, as our essence is described as Sat Chitananda, Sat, being, Chit, awareness, Ananda, bliss, or beauty, consciousness, and love. And so, what is beauty? Beauty is our essence. It's a part of our trinity. It is that which can move us into a state of wholeness where we feel love, expansiveness, beauty, and deep insight, wisdom. And art is one way in which we can be directed in that direction towards ourselves, beyond that which is describable. That was it for today. I might talk to you in another podcast episode. Take care.